Hey there, good Wednesday morning. It is February 5th. I'm Brandy Smith. We've got Erica on standby. Brandon's running the computer over here. We appreciate you tuning in to our little update here. The way this works, I'm running down some of the big stories that you guys are clicking on and sharing. So leave your comments, leave your questions. We'll circle back to those. The idea is to have a conversation. So good morning to y'all out there. It looks a little different here in Houston than it does in West Texas. This is Odessa this morning. Look at that. There are parts of West Texas, like Midland, reports 8 inches of snow overnight, and it's still coming down. Winter weather advisories in effect, even a wintry mix up in North Texas. So the first thing we're going to do is check in with Erica Lopez, because Erica, I'm sure a lot of people are like, snow in Houston?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So I'll just right off the bat say that we don't have any snow chances, but our north and western counties have a slight chance overnight tonight, likely while you're sleeping, that a sleet pellet could fall. But other than that, it's just this messy, kind of dreary, drizzly day that we're tracking out there right now. All of this is light rain or just some drizzle, but temperatures are definitely colder, even than what we woke up to at about 2-3 hours ago. We were in the 50s. So area wide, we're seeing this blue shaded color start to filter, and even Columbus has dropped to the 30s versus the 60s it was in before the cold front pushed through. So it's officially out in the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to drag in slowly but surely this cold air mass, which we'll be tracking throughout today. So overall, our 24-hour temperature change ranges anywhere from 10 to 30 degrees colder than where we were yesterday at this time of the day. And notice radar, we're starting to see some light rain, if not some drizzle pop up, but that's really the majority of the activity we'll have throughout the day today until we get to tonight. Because tonight, this mess of moisture will slowly make its way to the south and east. So by the time it gets to us, our temperatures are too warm for the majority of the area to sustain this as frozen precipitation. But this is where all that snow is falling from the video that Brandy just showed you guys. Winter storm warnings are ongoing. That's in effect until about 6 p.m. with the pink shaded colors, and then the purple shaded colors, those are sleet and freezing rain concerns with the winter weather advisory that's in place. So it's definitely a messy Wednesday commute for folks north and west of us. For us, let's talk about how the rest of today is going to play out, because we're in the 40s the rest of today. I hope you brought a coat with you if you left your house earlier, because I was chatting about on H-Town Rush the fact that temperatures were going to drop even more, and by this afternoon our highs were going to be colder than what we woke up to this morning. Overnight tonight, we're going to get even colder yet again, with temperatures almost area-wide in the 30s. Only exceptions will be for our coastal counties, but a light freeze is likely for surrounding areas, in areas such as Columbus, Brenham, College Station, Huntsville, Conroe. That's another area that freezes very quickly. So just a heads up that we're going to have a light freeze, nothing we haven't felt before, but even rolling into tomorrow, your highs stay in the 50s. So 2 full days of winter weather-like conditions. Now let's talk about the moisture component. This futurecast is showing the light rain that we're tracking on radar right now. A lot of this is not even initiating on radar because of the fact that a drier air mass is in. So that's something that this forecast model is not taking into consideration. But here's a look at a revamped shot of rain shower activity, possibly some isolated storms late tonight into the overnight hours. And with the cold temperature settling in for our north and western counties, these are the isolated areas where we could have a little bit of frozen precipitation. So as far as what we're tracking, very minimal spots, but I think areas such as Columbus, such as Brenham, in the Bryan College Station area, that is the target zone where we could have a couple of ice pellets again overnight while you're sleeping. If you want to try to spot some of those ice pellets, you can definitely step out there in the middle of the night. Let us know what you see. You can be our eyes and our ears. But other than that, folks are going to be dealing with just 2 full days of cold temperatures. 30s for the next couple of mornings also. Houston, downtown Houston, I expect us to be in the upper 30s for the next couple of mornings, and then temperatures are right back to spring-like temperatures. So it's a really big swing, which is typical for this time of the year. We're going to start transitioning from the winter season to the spring season and kind of go on the roller coaster ride. But we do have a good stretch of 70-degree temperatures, and best part is that the weekend, has plenty of sunshine. Brandy, so if that answers the question, no snow for Houston.
All right, that's fine. At least you know where you can drive to go get it if you want it.
You could take a little road trip.
Thank you, Erica. We're going to dive into some more stories right now, but I want to encourage you to click the links up above if you want to see more on the West Texas snow or our local forecast. This first story we're starting off with is out of North Texas. Maybe you saw the headlines a couple of days ago, a shooting at Texas A&M Commerce. 2 women were killed and a little boy, a toddler, was hurt. And so now we're learning more about those victims. They are Deja and Abney Matz. There you go. They died in Deja's Texas A&M Commerce dorm room. They were shot to death. Abney's 2-year-old son, Alan, was shot in the leg, but he is expected to be okay. Investigators say it was Abney's ex, Jacques Deshawn Smith, who's 21, who came in and killed both women. He is charged with capital murder. But it's just, as you can imagine, a huge loss for the family. They just come from a big family event. Abney was just dropping Deja off. They were going to stay the night there. And then this happened. So our sister station up in Dallas, WFAA, has been covering this for a couple of days, and you can click the link up above to read more. We got to talk about the State of the Union address, right? Happened last night. President Trump ran down a lot of his successes, but there were a couple big moments folks are talking about, and I'm going to start with what happened during the speech, because you know what happened after. So let's start with Rush Limbaugh being given the Medal of Freedom. The president announced it in the middle of his speech, and then Melania there put it around his neck. The radio show host just announced on Monday that he had cancer, lung cancer. So he seemed to be taken by surprise when that happened. Another moment that folks are really talking about is the reunion of Amy Williams with her husband. There he is. President Trump was talking about her, you know, as an army wife, raising 2 kids in North Carolina. Her husband been deployed in Afghanistan, and then he said, I have a surprise for you, and out walked Sergeant Williams. So those always get me. Anytime, any place, if someone comes back from service, and to see the look on their families' faces, it's pretty powerful. So we thank Sergeant Williams for his service. The final moment we got to talk about, because it's what you're going to see everywhere today, came as soon as the speech ended. Nancy Pelosi stands up. There's the copy of the speech she was given. Whoosh. Yep, just rips it right in half. That's it. And then she throws it in the trash next to her there. So some people are celebrating Pelosi, saying she was taking a stand against the president, that she was playing his game. And some people say it's inappropriate, it's disrespectful. We had this as our live poll question this morning. You know, what's your take? Was it a strong stance against the president, or was it inappropriate? And the majority of folks, I think we ended at like 64%, called it inappropriate. But if you hop on social media today, no one has a middle ground opinion. People feel very, very strongly about this one. So you can let me know your take in the comments below. I want to suggest you go to the link up above for our Verify. We verified claims made by President Trump and in the Democratic response after. It's a whole play-by-play. So we couldn't run everything in H-Town Rush this morning because there's just too much, but you can read up if you're interested. Finally, I'm going to wrap up with a story that I just thought was incredible. Take a look at this photo. It's a stud from a Louisiana home that has scripture written on it, and firefighters say this home in Livingston Parish was destroyed except for the fire stopped at points where scripture was written on studs. And the family, whoever built this, had done it all through the house. And wherever the scripture was written, the flames stopped. I just thought that's a really cool story. We don't have a lot more information beyond that, but something to talk about for sure. All right. Comments and questions? Brandon, what you got for me?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. We have a couple people talking about the chilly temps today. Michael and Obi both would love some snow. Sorry to burst y'all's bubble. As Erica said, probably just going to get real cold. Adam is praying for no snow, please. Too cold. But Julian says it feels good. The chilly weather feels good. I'm with him. I feel better in the cold. It's always better to put on more clothes than to take clothes off because it's too hot.
That's true, except for I'm trying to be better about running, and I am a wimp, it turns out. Shocker to no one. So when it gets cold like this, I don't want to run because it burns my lungs. I mean, I warm up fairly quickly, but my lungs don't ever.
Treadmill?
I tried that last week. It hurt my shins.
I run exclusively on the treadmill because I am a baby about like jumping on and off curbs and in neighborhoods and stuff and Houston roads. So I
started going to Memorial Park because I have the same issue. And I thought, I was told over and over again that a treadmill is better for you. It's better for your joints, all that. My shins last week after a half mile were killing me, yet I could go out and run 7 miles on Monday without a problem at Memorial Park. So, big advocate for running trails now. I got started when I lived in Eugene, which just has beautiful, beautiful trails. It's kind of like the home of like where running started. You've got the founder of Nike who started there, Steve Prefontaine. I mean, obviously running didn't start there, but running for exercise was definitely popularized there. So I wish we had more of that.
Yeah.
That's my rant. Okay, what else?
Obviously, another big talker is State of the Union. Pretty split in the comments. Sue and Rachel and Deborah, you know, they're all, Nancy didn't need to do that. It was not very classy. She's classless. She shouldn't have done that. It's disrespectful. Jay saying, I love her. Obviously, people are a little split on this one. Rosie saying, instead of working together as a group of people, working for the best of the nation, you have this. And I think that
it kind of went childish both ways, because if you watched before the speech started, Pelosi did extend her hand for a handshake, and the president snubbed her.
Yeah.
So I feel like both of them were kind of acting like kids.
Yeah.
Throwing temper tantrums.
It's a shame.
That's where we are, folks, politically. Anything else?
It looks like it. People are going off on the State of the Union, but we'll leave it where we had it.
Okay, that sounds good. We have another update coming up at 2:15. Have a good day.